Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. So today, let's take a look at the all-new 2026 Toyota RAV4. This is a limited, it's finished off in ruby flare pearl, and with options, MSRP is just over $46,000. Now this is powered by the 2.5 liter inline 4-cylinder hybrid. It's paired to the eCVT transmission, pumps out 236 horsepower, 163 pound-feet of torque. This model is all-wheel drive, weighs in around 3,800 pounds. It'll do 0 to 60 in around 6 seconds with a top speed of 112 miles an hour. It also has a fuel capacity of 14.5 gallons. You'll expect to see 44 miles per gallon in the city and 39 out on the highway. This also has a wheelbase of 105.9 inches. Its overall length is 181. It has a width of 73, a height of 66.5, and its ground clearance measures in at 8.1 inches. Now, as we move on to the exterior styling for the all-new Toyota RAV4, this is a completely new generation, new body style, new tech compared to the previous model. Up front, you'll notice for this particular model, there's the forward-facing camera. There's also a lot of cutouts within this grille section and parking sensors too. There's some chrome trim accents within those cutouts as well. You'll notice even more cutouts in the lower section of the bumper where there's some gray trim accents. And then the gloss black accent just above that forward camera blends in nicely with the headlight housings on both sides. You'll notice there's some bodywork integrated into them. They're all LED, of course, and then there's some fog lights in the lower section with more of the gloss black trim accents. And then very nice hood bulges up top to mimic some of the other Toyota models, and the chrome Toyota badge is right in the middle. Now you'll notice there's some plastic for the lower section of the bumper, and it works its way to the fender flares. This model has the standard 18-inch wheels with that two-tone design. 20-inch wheels are available for this limited. There's also gloss black for the mirrors, which have a camera and a turn signal. You'll notice some black trim for the windows. It's also on the roof racks, and this has a full moon roof up top. There's also some plastic for the lower section of the side skirt there, and this model's also optioned with the mud guards. So you'll notice those behind the tires there. Very subtle, but again, it will provide this with some better protection, especially if you are taking this on some off-road adventures. So some trails, you're going hiking, things like that. Now this also has some really nice lines flowing down the side, giving it some great proportions overall. And in back, you'll notice the two-tone design for the spoiler. There's the third brake light up top, wiper blade in the lower section. There's also LEDs for the lighting, backup camera, parking sensors, and then this limited has the factory installed hitch. So this is rated at 3,500 pounds. If you don't have the hitch, you do have a different rear end. So this is just going to be filled in, of course. You still have the same gray trim accent, but they have the cutout when the hitch is installed. So it's readily available to use when needed. Now, there's a few ways that you can get into the cargo space. You can use the control underneath, you can kick your foot twice up under the middle, or you can use the key fob, so just depending on what works best for you for the day. Now, for the cargo space in the RAV4, you have a good bit of space. I also have installed the Last Fit all-weather floor mats. So take a look at that separate video going over the installation for this product, and take a look at the link down in the description below, where you can purchase these for not only the RAV4, but many other Toyota models and many other brands and manufacturers. This is going to give you quite a lot of coverage. It's even on the back of the seats too, so when you have those folded down, you are easily able to protect the backing, and of course your second row and front seat passengers will have that added protection, and it's going to be much better to clean, keep dry, and you can easily remove them if needed. So take a look at that link, and you can keep your car in great shape. Now for the rest of this RAV4, this has JBL for the audio. There's also some tie-down hooks so you can place items as needed. This does have a spare tire under the floor. You could place some other items down there if needed, and there's also this cover, so you can use that and remove that if needed as well. Now up top, you'll also notice that you can lock the vehicle. The one on the left side will just close, and you can also use the key fob or that hands-free control. Now, as we work our way to the interior, this model is paired with the Harvest Beige, which is a really nice contrast with this exterior. You'll notice there's a little bit of storage down below, and then this dark gray trim accent around the window control. It's also on the release there. And then once in back, you have the release on the side of the headrest to fold these seats flat. So you'll notice there's more of that protection with the all-weather floor mat, so that way when you slide in some items, you can better protect the back of the seats. And hopping in at 5'10", I have a good bit of space. There's storage pockets, you get heated rear seats, there's also some auxiliaries and vents, and then full coverage for this all-weather floor mat. Now at 5'10", I have about 2 inches or so of headroom. This is a smaller SUV, but I could easily fit. You could have a car seat back here. You can transport people very comfortably in this vehicle. So if you're not looking for a large SUV, this is super practical for its size. Right in the middle, you also have the armrest and cup holders, and then you have the cargo windows there to give you a little bit better visibility. You do have a bit of a pillar right here, but it's super easy to see all around with the design of the windows. Now this also has memory seating adjustments. There's the window controls, side mirror adjustments, and then even more storage in that lower section. And then all of the coverage that you need for your driver here. This also has automatic seats with a nice two-tone design to them. And then there's a small door sill there, so it's easy to step over. Now as we start this up, this has a leather trimmed steering wheel. And then on the right side, all of the cruise control settings. There's also distance pacing. And then on the left side, you have volume tuning, voice commands, and then you can use those arrows to go through this digital gauge cluster. So if I just start scrolling left or right, you can pull up all of this information here depending on what you'd like to see. So they're not configurable, but it's nice that you can go through them depending on the layout that you want. And notice on that far left side, we can go through some information, but if you go left or right, now we can get through the rest of these. So you'll always have that fixed on the left side, and then you can control the rest of the information by going through those. Now this also has a manual adjustment for the steering wheel, so you can use that as needed. On the left, there's a fuel cap release down below with the hood release. You have the lift gate along with a dimmer switch. There's one air vent. This model is also equipped with the head-up display, so it's showing miles per hour, what gear the vehicle is in, speed limit sign, and then the lane keeping assist. Now, as we work our way to this all-new infotainment system, there's a lot more that you can go through. So on this home screen, you can swipe through all of these widgets here. You can even customize them as well. So you can drag and drop these where you would like, depending on how you want to slide through them here and what you use the most. Now, this left bar is always going to be fixed, so you can get into the navigation, your music and phone when those are paired, and then you have a lot of settings that you can get into as needed. There's also a drive recorder. You can get into your sound, your navigation. There's some general information that you can set up as needed, which is fantastic to see. Now, still within the screen, you can see fan speed, also where you'd like the air to go. This model has heated and ventilated seats. There's also the heated steering wheel. You have a few different automatic adjustments for that. You can also click on the temperature and swipe up and down to adjust that, or use the physical buttons down below, which is nice. Volume's in the middle, and there's also some defrosters too. Now you have vents underneath that, and then 2 wireless charging pads, along with even more storage located underneath. On this left side, there's driving modes. So you can go between eco, normal, sport, and custom. It will also change the color for the gauge cluster, which is neat to see. You also have a full EV mode. Now, while this is not the plug-in hybrid, the EV mode can still be activated. There is going to be a speed limit for that. This is going to be better in parking lot situations like I am right now, just moving around. You can put it into that EV mode. The vehicle is going to charge that battery for you. Since it's not the plug-in hybrid version, that will just be charged based on how you are driving the vehicle. Now on the right side, you have trail and snow along with a normal mode, so you can activate some of those off-roading settings with that all-wheel drive system. You also have another auxiliary, a downhill assist, traction control, and then you have parallel parking, so you can activate that as needed. And you also have a view button too, so that way you can get into the camera system. You can swipe around on the right side here just to make sure there is nothing in your way. So it's a transparent vehicle, so that way you can see everything around the entire vehicle. Now down below, this is the gear selector. So pulling it backwards will put you into drive. It will also put you into more of the regenerative braking. So that will allow that EV mode to charge even more, which is nice. So if you need to use it, you have that option. When you flick it forwards, that is for reverse, of course, where you can bring up these camera angles now. So separate from that view button, you now have these angles. And with the forward camera, you can push on auto. So at slower speeds, it will automatically pop up, giving you better visibility if you're pulling into a parking spot or your driveway, for example. Now there's also auto hold and the e-brake. There's 2 cup holders. And then for this middle armrest, as you can tell right now, it is completely flat. You can also open this up 2 different ways, and you can completely flip it upside down. So then you can have this tray where you can place items and they won't slide off if you need to use it for any reason. There's also some auxiliaries located down below. There's a locking glove box with plenty of space. You also get storage up top for your passenger. And this is equipped with the digital rear view mirror. So that gives you an additional camera angle where you have several different settings that you can get into, and then garage door buttons are on the left. There's also a sunglass holder up top, and then you have dome lights and adjustments for both that sunshade and sunroof. And then a look at visibility. You have quite a lot of glass. So it is super easy to see in both directions. So setting off behind the wheel now for the all-new Toyota RAV4, I was able to check this model out when it first came out with Toyota. So we got to take a look at the entire lineup from plug-in hybrids to even the Woodlands trim level, and take them off the pavement too, to really see the capabilities for this latest model. This is a really nice model in my opinion. I'm not a huge fan of the plug-in hybrid system, so I like the fact that for a non-plug-in hybrid, this has an EV mode. And like I mentioned earlier, it is going to top out maybe 15-20 miles an hour or so. So it's perfect for parking lot situations. It's just something that is in the background, so you don't have to worry about that. But of course, if you want the plug-in hybrid, that is going to provide you with even more horsepower, a little bit more torque as well. So it's nice there are 2 different options depending on how you plan on driving your vehicle and the drivetrain that you would like. But for this latest RAV4, these are very, very nice. For its price point too, there's a lot of competitors, of course, for this smaller SUV segment, but I think this is great. I own a Toyota myself, and for this latest model, it rides very nice, super comfortable. This would be a great commuter type of vehicle, and it still offers a good bit of space to put in several items. Now, the owner of this particular vehicle had the factory installed hitch for this Limited, which took a little bit of time to get. If you buy the Woodland trim level, that comes as is with the hitch. So on some of the other trim levels like this Limited, it is optional and you can install that as needed. So it's nice for this. There'll be a bike rack on the back, and you can use this for those types of adventures and just have a lot of space for this model. Now, with this being a Toyota as well, it's going to be super reliable. You can really rack up the miles with and own it for a long period of time. These owners will have this at least 10 years, if not longer, and it's going to be a really good commuting type of vehicle and just a comfortable daily. I like, for its smaller size, just how practical this is. And with its smaller size too, we have the forward camera that will automatically pop up. This is a very, very easy vehicle to maneuver and drive. So if you don't want something big, maybe you have a small garage, this is something that will be perfect for those situations. And in terms of its interior space, at 5'10", I have about 1 inch or so of headroom at the moment, but this is a height adjustable seat. So you can be much taller than me and still fit comfortably in this, and still have room for your backseat passenger. So that is a big plus with its sizing, is that you can have adults in the back and have a very comfortable SUV. And with it in sport mode now, we'll give it a slight acceleration as we get up to speed. And babying the throttle there, we're up to speed. So it has a lot more potential. Like I said, with the Toyota event that I was at, we really got to experience the full potential. And for not being the plug-in hybrid, it still has a good amount of power for it. But this is what it's like to be behind the wheel for the latest Toyota RAV4. Let's talk about this B mode now that we are out on the road. So I'm just in normal drive right now. If I let my foot off the accelerator, we're just going to coast as you would expect in any vehicle. If I pop it into B now and take my foot off the accelerator, the vehicle is going to slow down a little bit more aggressively. Now, it will not bring the vehicle to a complete stop, so you won't be able to do any one-pedal driving like in some full EV models where they will come to a stop, but that is going to provide us with some more regenerative charging for the battery system. So that way you can use that EV mode and charge it as needed. Now, it will charge in general just from driving it, but if you want to charge it quicker, you have those settings to toggle between. But this is a nice vehicle. The tech is very easy to go through, and we have quite a lot. We made a separate in-depth video with this latest tech. So if you want to see even more than what I showed today, you can take a look at that full in-depth video. But the tech is super easy to go through. This is a vehicle where you don't want an abundance of technology, but you still want the latest updates, and everything is super easy to go through and it's not too confusing. So that's something that I personally like. I don't need a million bells and whistles. You have everything that you need and everything is going to be functional at the same time. So it's definitely nice to see this latest update, and it provides you with quite a lot. Even having 2 wireless charging pads, that is something that is nice to see. And as we get back into traffic here, it's a quiet vehicle as well, so there's not a lot of road noise or wind noise, which is nice. Again, making this a good commuter type of vehicle. And we have some great materials for this top trim. For the non-plug-in hybrid, the Limited here is the top trim level with all-wheel drive. So you have quite a lot of nice features for this. But that is going to wrap it up for the 2026 Toyota RAV4. If you enjoyed today's video, give it a huge thumbs up and consider smashing that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with our daily uploads. I will see you all in the next video.